guys, welcome back. G just dropped the announcement video for the autumn equinox of the Magical Readathon, so you know what that means. I'm gonna go check out the files and look for the prompts for the classes that I need, and I will meet you back here so that we can check out what books I have to meet those prompts. Okay, so it's like 2 days later because I don't know why I thought that quitting my job would make my life less busy. It did not. So I wrote down the prompts for the books that I need for my career path thing. I am going to Orilium Academy to be a scribe. And for the autumn equinox, I need an O in elemental studies, a D in inscriptions, an O in restoration, and a Q in lore. So the way those letters work is O is ordinary, and that's like the basic level, one book. Q is qualified, and that means that you have to read 2 books. You have to read the O prompt and the Q prompt. And then D is distinguished, so you have to read the O, the Q, and the D in that class. So anyways, here are the prompts. For elemental studies, I have to read a book with water on the cover. And I'm going to choose The Courting of Bristol Keats. And the reason that I'm picking this book is I can make this book match the prompts for my Buzzwordathon and my year in Aldia prompts. And so by getting this book to do triple duty, that frees up more books for the month. And I'm not stuck reading 9 books because that may or may not happen. So the prompt for September in the Buzzwordathon challenge is an event word. And so I chose courting. That's an event. And then the cover challenge is a book with foliage, and there's foliage. And for my year in Aldia, I needed a book with hills or mountains on the cover, and there's hills and mountains like in the background here. So that one book covers all of those prompts, so I've got to read this one. I hope it's good. Inscriptions, I have to get to distinguished, so there are 3 books that I need for that class. I need to read a book with a prime number of letters in the title, and so for that I'm going to be reading the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I ordered it, but I don't have it yet, and that's actually going to be a book club book, so I'm definitely excited for that one. Next was a book with a vertical spine title, and I had 2 options, and you guess which one I'm going to try to read next month. If you chose the smaller one, you are correct. I'm going to read Red Rising. Editing me from many days later. Anyways, I am actually going to read The Prior of the Orange Tree for this prompt, I think. At the time when I was looking, I don't know why I didn't count this as vertical, but it is. It's just not word by word or letter by letter. It's word by word. So anyways, regardless, this was on my 25 and 25, and I'm going to try to fit some of those on this TBR because otherwise I don't know that I'm going to be able to get them in next month. So plugging this in. But if I decide not to, for whatever reason, I'll go back to Red Rising. Then a book with an animal on the cover. Editing me again. If you thought that this prompt was a good opportunity to read Owls of the Emberdark, so did I. I'm going to read this instead because it has a chicken on the cover. Little Rosharian humor for you. Yeah. Restoration, I have to read a book with a single POV. And I didn't pull a book for that. I'm going to decide on that later because I feel like that's such a broad category. That means that I can pick anything. Or if I'm going to do a buddy read or something like that, I can maybe make that match that prompt very easily. Googled every single book, not every single book, but most of the books that I had left on my 25 and 25. And this was the only one that was single POV. So I guess I'm going to be reading the Bone Season this time. In lore, I have to reach level Q, so I need 2 books in this class. I need to read a translated book, and for that, I am going to read The Last Wish, which is the first book in the Witcher series. This, I think, is the only book that I have that's been translated from another language. So if for some reason I decide not to read this one, or I DNF or whatever, hopefully I don't, because I bought the entire series. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this one, but if I decide not to read it for this challenge, though, I'm going to have to do some research and buy or borrow a book for that. And then last up, I have to read a book that has a letter or notes on the cover or inside the book. And for that, I'm going to read This Is How You Lose the Time War, because in this, the characters are writing notes or letters to each other. These plus the Pumpkin Spice Cafe are my books on my TBR so far. So if you want to watch me participate in the Magical Readathon next month, just go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you then. Bye.